Yo, yo. I don't know why I said that. I don't even know how to use a yo-yo. I kind of do. Hello, everybody. I am streaming. Gonna keep working on this save system tonight. And, yeah, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen in YOLO Town tonight? Probably not anything super exciting. Game development isn't always the most glamorous thing to watch. Could be worse. You could be doing web development. Although I've seen some web developers get pretty good viewership. Maybe I chose the wrong thing to stream. I should be streaming web development. Show all those people those hot new Angular skills. Little Node.js. A little bit of, PHP perhaps for sizzles. Sure, people love that, right? So tonight, hopefully, I'm not going to jinx myself by intimating even in the slightest that I'm going to complete this tonight. Although I am fairly far along. So I'm going to almost complete it. Oh my gosh. Bees? The Pangean? What? Where have you been all your life? How have you been, man? It's been a hot minute. How goes which martial art was it? Was it karate? I can't remember which one. You're like super black belt, kill you with a pinky sort of thing. Except you're too nice for that. And how goes your game projects? You had a couple you were doing. You had the prison escape one, and you had a Godot one where someone had like a backpack, I think. You were just learning Godot. I don't remember what you did for the prison escape thing. It's been a hot minute though, bees. I could be wrong about everything. Or I could be wrong about nothing. There's lots of things I could be or couldn't be. What's going on? Hopefully, whatever you've been doing has been great. And just to pretend like I'm working, I guess I'll start working. I thought I had my camera all set, but it's not so set now. Tang So Do. Yes, I moved back to Construct 3. So, Godot was not doing it for you. It was more like Godot. Am I right? Cool. Well, go with what you feel comfortable with. Weren't you? I can't remember. Were you still in school or were you out of school? Like college level school, extra extensive school. You definitely haven't streamed as much. At least I haven't seen the notifications as much for you. I probably missed a few of them, but I also think you probably haven't been streaming quite as much. Well, for me, I'm just continuing to work on Alterium Shift. No more voxel art. I'm debating doing a little bit at some point in the future, but right now, I definitely have not been doing voxel art. Excuse me. A little burpee there. What am I going to do? Is demo build? Do here. Use new... This is going to be the flag that I use for the save system. And I guess I need to make a property for it. That was not at all what I wanted to do. I don't think I want to set this real time either. So I think that's okay. Okay. That should be fine. Okay, so now we got to go back to what I was working on. So I have a new UI for the save system, but now I need to make saving work. So that's what I'm going to do. It's weird that this is data version. Didn't I not change that? I guess current data version is what it's supposed to be. Strange. I wonder what this is. 2013, getting older. Oh my gosh, 2013. Were you doing something with the colleges? I'll start streaming again when I find a better strategy for consistent. I mean, I gave up on that. Hey, Sorrow, how's it going? My consistent viewership is fine with me. 6 people, 10 people, that's fine. You know what? The benefit is it's much more cozy and I'm not stressed about viewership. Maybe the problem is save chunk, right chunk, chunky chunk. Did it like give me what the flip, man? So is it save chunk and not right chunk? I don't even know what this crap code is then. Save chunk? Weird. Sorrow, it's going good. Did you see the new save system? Speaking of how things are going. Let's do this. I'll show what I'm working on. I think that's probably a good thing to do when you're streaming, right? Open window custom. I don't even care about you. I don't care about this. Open window custom your face off. There you go. Well, you're about... Buckle up, Sorrow. Buckle up. Buttercup. I mean, it would be kind of weird if you actually took that literal. Unless you're watching from a car, which you absolutely should not do. Hey, Zero, how have you been? It's been a minute. Buckling up. Sarah's like, I have a seatbelt just for these instances where someone tells me to buckle up. Why should you never pick a fight with a dinosaur? You get Jurassic kicked. Yeah. Any thoughts on the Udian Chronicle discussions? Well, you know, it's funny that you should ask that. About the Udian Chronicles. Remember that? Is it? Oh, is it woke? Is that what it is?
You just keep going. It's gonna knit behind you. I think it's really cool. It's really gonna boost your viewership. Like, oh wait, is it broken?
They do have some people stream and they have these people like cutting soap and stuff.
They're just knitting now.
I know. So it's like someone cutting soap, but you instead of knitting.
He has 4 arms.
Yes, and I have 4 arms.
Yep, he
right here.
Sarah.
I did my 4 arms right here.
And I dream of pretty Sahiro wherever I go.
I knew he was an alien. Uh-oh, we're getting dead slapped.
Dead Slap's rating. Look, there's knitting behind him.
I think it was the knitting that encouraged Dead Slap to raid. Hello,
yes, look,
raiders.
There's a programmer with knitting.
Localization discussion around the job of localizers. I had not heard of it. I was going to pretend like I knew Sorrow, but I don't know. What's the job of localizers? Hi, Dead Slap. I don't know if I've ever seen Dead Slap before, but welcome. Shout out to Dead Slap. And also, just a bruh. That's who Dead Slap is.
Oh, just a bruh.
This is the game I'm working on.
Just a bruh.
Just got started, but going pretty well. This is the game I'm working on here. Alterium Shift. My wife is ignoring our children, which is, I think,
It's bedtime.
standard. This is all I am. Just a bruh. I like it. Thanks for knitting on my stream, I guess. Yeah, 2.5D, so 3D environment. Right now I'm working on the save system, so I can't actually load a save because I'm still working on that part. But you can look at the link to see actual footage. The game is on Steam for demo and early access. And I am actually trying to work to get the next release out of early access, which will include the new save system and a few other features like the new fishing system. Long story short, there's drama around localization of the game to English, with the characters saying phrases that differ from the original text. So, a game was written in a different language, and then it was translated to English, and the English translators were putting language in there that would not normally be part of the original text. Is it drama? Is there drama around this? The art looks great so far. I'm in the process of learning Blender for my 3D game. Very tough. Yes. I'm not the artist. I don't make anything pretty. That's a desensitized version of it. Now I want to look this up. I want to find like a relevant article that speaks to it. No, don't turn on shield mode. Thanks for the follow, Dead Slap. Here. Go. Union Chronicles. Localization. Controversy, maybe? What's wrong with localization? 4 translations, okay. So what's all this about localization? Steam community. I see people ranting, but I have no idea. All you need to know. Okay, knitter. What's knitter? Verifying my browser. Uh-oh. That sounds dangerous. Okay, so the English translator took some liberty with the language, is the point. Okay. I'll tell you my you want to know my professional opinion about of all the many games I've released with localization? Localizers localize, right? They take in cultural they're supposed to, I believe, take in cultural context of what's being said and translate it appropriately. Depending on the developer, the company, and their desires, that could either be strict as literal translation as you can, or there can be a need or opportunity to take liberties with that translation because of cultural context. And I don't know about taking something that was written, and look, was that Japanese? Yeah, so something written in Japanese. Are is O? No, it's, yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that's it's not ore, right? Are? That's ah. Yeah. Anyway. I just found like a little blurb. Like it says, haha and I versus well, ladies and gentlemen, wolves, so do I, right? All right, Dead Slab, thanks for the raid and run. Nice to meet you. Have a good evening. I think that I guess it depends on how it's done, right, Zaro? If the company agrees and there's some oversight into what's happening, fine. But localizers, in my view, should have some cultural awareness. And if they're translating to English, looking at one of the examples I saw, it kind of makes sense why they would be adding more to the words than what was written. And I can tell you, going the opposite direction from English to other languages, that is 100% true. There's tons of jokes in Alterium Shift that do not translate. And I absolutely would not want those jokes to be translated literally to Japanese, because they wouldn't make any sense. And so we have to rely on the localizers, the people who have some, cultural understanding of what might actually be funny, to create a completely different joke. And I don't have any time or desire to spend forever trying to figure that out. I'd assume a good localization company would have experience doing this and come up with, common ways to deal with these sort of problems, or even talk to the developer. I think the concern from one side was that they felt the change betrayed the personality of the original characters. I don't know the scope of what was said, so I would say that, okay, oh, it's another one of these. Oh, it's another one of those gate things. So they're making Leon, this character, have more of a silly personality, maybe? All right, leave this one to me. Come on, Rune, let's open this. Rune Land's open sesame. Back up, folks. I'll handle this one. Rub-a-dub-dub. Open, you slub. That's kind of funny. That's a little, I think that there is supposed to be something called LQA, localization QA. And if the company's not doing some kind of checks and balances on this, I don't see any reason why not to use Open Sesame, right? I don't see any reason not to effectively use something closer to the language. So I don't know why they took liberty with the character's way of speaking. It didn't work. Is it broken? Hey, this one's broken. Open, you dumb door. Okay. Yeah, it's just bad translation. Can I scroll down? No, this is... Oh, I see. The thing here. Yeah, there's all these things here. I'm just trying to strictly answer your question. What do I think? I think that anytime you do work with other companies, you set expectations and you have quality controls. So I think there's an aspect of localization. Yeah. Kappa. It depends. If the company's okay with what the translations are, then it's the users they have to respond to, right? The company paying the localizers should have checks and balances. Yeah, as with anything, find a good company. Because there was another company that had a similar problem that had a launch, and I'm not going to name names, but the publisher, it sounded like the publisher didn't get good localization. And there were a lot of complaints because it looked like some of it was just machine translated. So someone just skimped on paying good money for the translations. So yeah, the answer is get good localizers. Because my take is the right type of localization company will have a fairly good sense of the culturally appropriate translation, and they will have awareness of what to change things to. And when we worked with the localizers with Gravity and the company they use, they asked questions. They said, hey, here's a phrase you gave us and we need to translate it. So we need a little more information to translate it appropriately. So they didn't just blanket translate things. They did their best to translate what makes sense, and the parts that didn't make sense, they would ask for clarity. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm working on a save. So I was showing the save system, and I never completed explaining it. So this is the new save system. what you'll notice here is it shows all of the autosaves that secretly everyone has at least 30 autosaves if you played long enough. But they don't show because right now the current system is like one autosave slot. So I've changed it fundamentally where this is all just, sorted in descending order. Although, why are all these dates exactly the same? That doesn't seem right. So obviously I have some bug fixing to do. But then there'll be a difference between manual and auto saves. Yeah, the dates are all completely wrong. Perfect. Okay. Good, I found a bug. Although that date's right. So what's the deal with all these ones? That's concerning. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying words. Oh yeah, so there's going to be, ongoing auto saving happening and the ability to manual save, but you're not going to have to do things like save overwrites anymore. Will you be letting the player load any autosave? Yes. Why wouldn't I? It's just going to be a continuum of autosaves. I think there's going to need to be something like representational that makes it more clear about date or something. Like maybe I need to put it somewhere. There's going to need to be a way to make it more clear when you're looking at it so you have a better idea of what it is. No, the autosaves are non-destructive, which means they could have 100 autosaves or whatever. They could have, infinite historical autosaves if they want. As much memory is available on cloud and otherwise. But, the way that the autosave system is going to work is going to reduce the number of autosaves it generates by some limits. Oh, what was that sound? That was annoying. I got a new email thing, but it likes to make sound. Hold on a second. A new email client, and it goes doom doom whenever there's a sound, and that's really obnoxious. Let me see if I can turn that off. I thought if I'd quit it, it wouldn't do it, but it did it. So, how do I turn off your sounds, face? Notifications, probably. Incoming sound, off. Off. All notifications have been turned off. They don't really know exactly where each of them are, and if they loaded one in the past, will the more recent ones get removed? No, it's not like String of Pearls time travel or anything. All the new autosaves, this is all sorted by date. So yes, we will have to figure out how to manage user expectations or provide more information on the save slot so they have a better idea of what exactly is going on. But they'll have, infinite storage, essentially. If I load Plains North and I play the game and an autosave occurs, the next autosave will jump above the previous. It's just date descending, basically. I'm certain there's going to be some... listen, we put an autosave system in thinking people are going to be happy to have autosave, and then we've had multiple people not only complain, but we've also got negative reviews because the autosave overwrote some other save, and they got mad at us for that. So it's like there's no keeping people happy. So now I'm going to put this in, and someone will be like, well, now I can't find any of my saves. There's too many options. YOLO, man. So I need to do these saves. So save game data is going to save whatever the current data is. Oh, So what I'm saying is like even manual saves, there's no longer going to be like overwrite. It's just essentially a quick save if you're doing it manual. And if it's auto, it'll happen without you ever having to intervene. Which simplifies a lot of things, which I'm happy about. RPGs without save system, Toke, yeah. Well, YOLO, I guess. I mean, there are the games that do the autosave from the beginning, and it just follows your character along. Like I was thinking, the game Inside, which I just thought of because of the game Limbo. I saw a video about a guy trying to get the final achievement on it, and they like hide the save system until later, until like you've been playing for a bit and you go back like, oh, I could actually choose my location. But those are destructive. So if you go back and start over, you'll lose your autosave, right? Our game has Iron Man built in as a feature. I mean, it's not necessarily that I'm bowing to some kind of pressure. I just recognize that being able to have like a historical save is kind of nice. And I've played some Switch games where it kind of does that. I think there's limits on the number of save files that they can have, but they still have this sort of, it just automatically saves over time and you can go back a few layers to previous points. My hope is that it's there more as a protection against mistakes. Meaning, like, in RPGs, you sometimes like to go back to other versions and try them out. You know, like, oh, well, I went 3 layers deep on this problem, but I realized I need to jump back. Now, usually a player from my era would manually save and then go do the thing and then, save scum the one you manually saved. But apparently, this day and age, that's not how people operate. It's not about failing exactly. No, I don't want to. It's not about failure. It's about humans. I'm not getting any work done. When I started this project, I assumed people playing a retro RPG would want to manually save. I assumed that the going in thinking is autosave is there as a just in case, but most people are going to manually save. So I only made one autosave slot, and it was really just a way that you can kind of go back to wherever you were in case you forgot to manually save. What I discovered was people expected autosave to be infallible. They expected it to retain not only the current path that they were on, but if they went back and started as the same character, they would want some way historically to reference or access the autosave from that character in one place versus another. So you play as Pyra, you get to the place in the game where there's this node that lets you go back and choose a different character, and you decide to choose another Pyra and start from the beginning. Now, the current autosave system overwrites whatever autosave you had when you went back. And people did that and got pissed. Because now they lost all of their progress up into that yellow node because not once did they manual save. So my thought process is completely around the idea. I'm flipping my thinking and saying manual saves is going to be less likely. Auto saves is going to be more likely. So I'm going to make auto saves be able to retain historical data. So if someone did that sort of thing again, they could go back and find their previous save. That is what this is born from. If it was only one person that did this, that would be different. But there are multiple people and a number who are willing to come and sort of complain about it without putting a negative review, that I realized I need to do something different. The problem is, Toke, it was multiple people and a couple which gave negative reviews. And I'm sorry, but if you look at the scope of reviews, we don't have a ton. So we don't have people like knocking down the door to give positive reviews. So every negative review has impact on the game's viewability, not viewability. I guess it doesn't get necessarily affect the algorithm in Steam, but it would affect people's decision whether to play the game or wishlist it or even purchase it. So enough people have had that issue, and I've observed enough people have the issue that I recognize it needs to be something we fix. So that is why I've revised the way the system works. It's not because, like, I do think it's silly that I have to do this work. I don't have to, but I do think it's silly that people don't use manual saving in a RPG. And when the first time it happened, I was really disgruntled about it because I'm like, come on, you're telling me you played an RPG and not one time did you think, oh, I should save, right? Like that's just, but again, like observing people, I realized, well, you know, there's this factor of we want people to go back and play as different characters. And so there's this aspect of that. And this aspect of, at the time, it was also maybe the way the UI was set up a little bit. Like they accidentally chose to go back as a different character. But it was enough that like I don't want to risk it. I've had to deal with save issues a few times. And luckily we had the historical save data, so I was able to go back and like look at someone's data and pull it up. But now I'm just trying to expose what I'd already put in place anyway. So now we have this. Now I'm trying to get actual saves to work. So right now we have the difference between an autosave and a manual save. And I stole this from the Smile Game Builder's code, which is just how they do their saving. They set up their data in order to shove it into the save system. And then somehow this code is supposed to do the actual save. I don't know why this is this way though. Let me see here. Excuse me. So this is the code that they have that saves the data. This is the one I want to copy. Because now what I'm doing is, because I'm making such a significant change, I'm trying to extract out. I'm trying to extract out from their game manager to my own, because now I'm going to be in a situation where I have old code versus new, and I don't want a destructive change to affect their old code or the old code. Even though this will be one of the changes I don't put as like a beta change. It's going to be something that immediately affects your save files. On RPGs, I save at every moment I stop playing, always in the same slot. Autosave is nice in case I effed up the last battle. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I agree. Actually, I'm not even going to use this, but I'm going to make it public anyway. But we're not going to do this file name bit here. We're going to do a different thing for the file name. For the moment, we'll just make it a... And then this is this might be okay. Save date name, probably. Yeah, okay. I think this will be fine here. Because this is their like date file. I'm a little worried that my migration used the same save date for all of them. So I got to figure out what's going on there. Oh, it could be I'm just not populating it properly. Very likely. So we don't care about autosave versus non-autosave. So this isn't going to be important either. And then these are the old ways in which we save player press. We don't need that either. which is perfect. And what is this? If it's Unity switch, which I guess I'll leave this here. I'm going to have to go back in there and do some things. Okay. So now, if I'm going to be saving a file, I need to get a different file path. So this is a get data path. It's supposed to be get date path, but they call it data for some weird reason. So they write, and I'm almost tempted to change how they write and pull their data, but I don't want to get into like, essentially they write it via a stream. It'd be much easier if I just shoved everything into a JSON object and saved it, but you know, whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. So we have save file data. No, this needs to be like that. We'll save their chunks for now. It's time to get chunky. Player prefs. I like how that's spelled. Player prefs. Okay. So what we do when we do a save is we prepare the save data, and then we call save game file. For the moment, let's do that. Path. Okay. So this case, I need to figure out where the path is going to be. And I think I already solved that in here. Upgrade save system. And this is where it is right here. Okay. We have manual versus automatic. What I could do... What is this? Auto and manual. Perfect. Okay. Did I make them uppercase or lowercase? I think they're all lowercase, right? Yeah, so in my file system, there's an auto folder and a manual folder. Perfect. They're all named the right. Okay, we're good. Everything's good here. Perfect. So then we're going to say get save file path for the character. Which I think I could do based on the current character, right? I don't know if I have to provide the character. Let's see. Save file folder prefix. Save. Okay, so then we used... What did we do before? How did we get the character name, though? That's what I want to know. In the game data manager, we would pass in a file name. Oops. No, that's right. This is going to be... Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. So this is using just a file name like save underscore number. So how do we get the prefix value then? Get save file path. I see. So this gets set when we load a character. I think so. Character name. Okay, so this is in the start EA skip. I don't care about that. Get all named save data. Okay. Do load mesh. Okay, so when we load right now, the subfolder name, this is going to be the name of the character we're doing the load of. Which is going to be, Atlas, Pirate, or Sage. Save load UI controller. Boom. Okay. So then, when I'm doing a save, it should always know what the prefix is. So I only really need to get the file name structure put together. I have to figure out how these pieces fit together because I kind of haven't touched this in a bit. But really just finding the right answers, making some changes. Let me just double check my file names. So my autosave file names look like this. Here. Autosave with a date. Holy crap, why are all these the same date? It seems wrong. Whoopsie. And I'm gonna have to figure out why they're all wrong. It could be something about the way I did the autosaves. And then we have save underscore. So we know the distinction between the save and the autosave. I guess in theory I should put like the character, but I don't totally care. 7-Eleven. Okay, so then I just need to create this file name. And the great part is when I do a save, since I'm not saving over anything, I don't have to worry about overwriting a file. The only reason this would ever become a problem is someone like changes something on their computer that like takes them back in time or something. Because I'm pretty sure I even save like the hour, maybe? What did I do here? Yeah, it saves the hour, minute, seconds as well. So there's like a slim chance someone's gonna goof it up, but very low. Hopefully, knock on wood. So we need to make the save path. Okay, so how did I do that in my game data manager? I did what? Upgrade, save system. So we pasted in the file pattern here. We formatted it with a date. Okay. That's all I did. Perfect. That's awesome. Okay, so then that's really easy. So let's go to get autosave path, and we'll just do get save file or string and we'll pass in the string pattern, and I guess I'll let it pass in the date. There's not ever going to be it's weird because I probably wouldn't pass in an actual, I guess if I'm loading it. Okay, sure, that's fine. So this will return the string format. It's just a consistent way to do it. It's kind of weird because I suppose I should just call string format, but at least this way I could theoretically change how the file path pattern works. So we'll do get save file name. We'll pass in, really I could even do it by like the type of save, but okay, so then we're going to do if okay. If save type is auto, and then we'll say savvy system. We should make a savvy system. Save system dot. Is it manual save? No. Should have called it manual save pattern. Fine. Okay. So then we'll do file pattern and date time dot now. So we'll just, it's good. Everything's good here. So then save file name. And then I think I can just get the path. So maybe I just pass in the name instead of the path. That makes sense. We'll let this handle getting the path. String there. Path equals save system dot. Not get manual save path. Oh crap. We have save directory path, folder name, get file path. Let's see here. Save file path. This passes in the name of the file. I guess if I didn't pass in the name of the file, I'd get back the users. Okay. So I do need to actually pass in a path. That's fine. So what I need to do here, this is the name of the actual save file. What I need to do is also do there save type toString to lower. Perfect. And then I can pass in what? If I pass that, if I combine those two, then we'll get subfolder. There. This will combine the path that represents manual or auto and the name of the file that's going to be saved. That should be good. And I don't really need to change this here, because then what we're going to do is we're going to say get save file path, which should then combine it with whatever the users, like Atlas, Pirate, or Sage. So now this is the path to the file that we want to save. Okay. This is the stream writer. This does all its nonsense. And then we need to save this somehow magically. So the difference is that for this, I don't think we want to use save. Let me just take a look here real quick. Oh, actually, no, I could just call this, couldn't I? Get directory path. If it doesn't exist, create it. Oh, okay. So no, really, I should just use save. Okay. Cool. I'm picking up what I'm putting down. So I just don't need to do this nonsense. I don't need to do this right there. And then file name doesn't matter. This is what I passed in. Do I need to? Yeah, I'll pass it in. That's fine. So then we're gonna use file say file name and there. Don't know what that's for. That's gonna be the date time. Should I move this? I think I need to move this logic. So I think I need to put some of this somewhere. I think I need to move this down. So what I'm going to do instead, because I don't think there's nothing really important about the names that I'm using here. So I put that in there. Instead of putting the save file name, we're going to put the file type. Save type and save type. Good. So basically I'm just splitting a method out to make it slightly easier on myself. So now we've got the file pattern logic, all that logic, and then this is going to be the date, so I just need to get that date here and put it into a value, which is date stamp. Okay. Is it supposed to be a string? What's it? Supposed to be a string. How does it do its date stamp? Oh, they just put it to string. Okay. That's all I do. That's fine. Which I think is okay. Get save file name. Why'd I have it passed in a date? Oh, okay. So I guess what I'll do is I'll get a date stamp here. Okay. I don't like having two different variables I make for this, but I think it just makes sense. So we'll just use it. All right, perfect. Whee! Okay, so now we have that. So what this is, I'm re-implementing what's already existing in the game data manager. And I hope that the journey to YOLO Town isn't too painful. Theoretically, this should save data. Now loading data is going to be interesting too. Get save data. What did I do here? Oh, this is getting all the save data. This is just loading everything. So the benefit is the data is already there. So if I do a load now, I don't have to do anything. I just pull it from existing data. So what do I do for sorting? Order. I thought I did ordering of it, but so ordered by the file path. I don't think I ever did anything to sort this, actually. Save data manager, initialize, okay. Manual saves, auto saves, we concatenated them. We just added the range. So I never actually sorted them. I probably need to make sure that it is sorted by the save dates. But I suppose for now it doesn't really matter. So then I'm going to do, when I save data, which would have to be right after this happens, we're going to add that data to our saving data array. All right. So then we're going to do var save Yep, so that's going to have all the information that we need. And then we're going to do save data. Save. What do I call it? It is save data. Okay. Well, I wonder why it's not. Save data dot add. Oh, I see. Because I need to do like a triad, I suppose. That's your problem here. Can I access non-static property? Is this a static method? Oh, it is. Instance dot save data. There we go. This will push it into the array that holds the save data. So, but I would want to push it at the top. Anytime we have new save data, we'd always want to push it to the top. How do you do that? Add first? Is that going to work? Oh. Prepend? What are you going to tell me? That not sure if that is existing? Return value of pure method not used. Do you have to? Is it, do I just do index, add at index maybe? Let me see. What's the, to add to the first, please tell me you understand the context that I'm working with C#. So just insert at 0, I guess. Okay. So this will shove it at the top of the list, basically. So basically what I'm trying to do is minimize going back to the file system or memory to get save data. So if we're going to create a save while we're playing the game, we'll save the file, but then the data also just gets shoved into the existing array. That should be okay. I'm actually I don't even have the functionality wired up yet, but we'll get that. We'll get there too. So then we have get save data. And I feel like if I was going to get save data or get save file, get save. Oh no, it's already in our freaking array. Okay. So I should just be able to load it from the save data system. I don't even need to use this to load it. So that's good. Because the data is already in the save system UI. Okay. Good. Everything's good. Everything's fine. We're ready for this. I'm going to get rid of all my extra garbage. I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff that just won't matter. I mean, this save system is now very antiquated. I'd be curious to see what game development would look like if we had a launched product that was quote unquote done, but we're just constantly making updates like this. I'm going to guess that people would not be happy with it over time. Like, unless it was like an MMO or something. They don't want their static game that they've installed to undergo lots of changes over time. I could be wrong, but it would be a fun experiment until it wasn't. So I don't care about update menu navigation either. God, I have so much garbage in here now. I basically like made all of the code system efficient, like way more efficient than it was. I mean, I knew it would happen someday, but it's funny to watch this evolution as I go through this. For instance, this scroll rect doesn't need. What did I use for actually? Let me make sure it's not needed. Set scroll rect. I don't need that. I'm just going to get rid of this entirely. Am I using this anywhere else? No. Get rid of the scroll rect. I'm not using the scroll controller because I have individual scroll controllers. Save slot template. Not using that. I don't think. And my IDE gonna complain? No. I don't have a save or load header because we're no longer going to have a save header. I don't remember if I use save or load title. I don't think so. Don't need that. It's really cleansing. It's like just delete. So these are the ones I need here. And then this got organized, so it doesn't even matter. And cooldown time doesn't need it. So I don't know if there is a feature in this. Monty, tell us this thing. Okay, relax. But if you look at my save window here, the one thing that I was like, oh, I need to do this tabbing back and forth. But the default Unity UI event trigger system does not have event triggers for bumpers or extra keys that you would use for like bumper navigation or whatever those are bumpers, right? Back and forth. And so I could have done something where I had like an update method that would check for those inputs, but that was really annoying me. So like, oh, there's got to be a way to do this. No, there's not. However, I made one. To be fair, ChatGPT made it with my guidance, but effectively I've made an input event trigger where I can give it a game input and it'll give me like the action map so I can choose which one I want to use. And then I can add action events for direct key input so that I can handle this with my fingers going like that. And I was really happy about that because it's event driven. So like if Tunic ever showed up, I'd be like, look, I'm doing event driven programming. Isn't that amazing? And that's my story. Okay. Hey, Bizmaster. So event, much driven. How are you, Bizmaster? How's it going over there in the down under? I think that's where you're from, right? So it's like afternoon there. I actually don't know what the time difference is. It's got to be morning or afternoon, right? Probably still morning, actually. Good night, Zero. Sleep well. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the lurk. Save slot data is not needed, I don't think. Current save slot data. So this is all the load game stuff, which we won't need. And current mode won't be needed either. So. Thanks for giving me your rim shot. I appreciate it. Well, tiring living upside down all the time. Hey, you know, bats do it. I don't know what your problem is. They're pretty good at the upside down living. Holy stuff. Holy shiznit. Stoff is raiding. I don't know why Stoff would raid here. Playing Dark Cloud, whatever that is. Stoff, the one and only amazing Stoff commander. The creator of all that is Stoffness. Learning to fly at 6 p.m. like bats. Hey, Stoff. I don't know if you're raiding and running. I'm assuming you might because it's probably dinner time. But hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for the raid, Stoff. Stoff's raided a couple times. If you guys don't know me, why wouldn't I come here? I know. My wife said, oh, wait, I mean, I'm going to stop that line of joking right now. Have good dinner. This is Alterium Shift. This is the game I'm working on right now. I'm at a bit of a quandary, actually. I'll tell you why in a minute, but I wanted to show the game first. So, Alterium Shift game making. It's in Steam now. Go there. Wishlist. Get the demo. Play the game. Do what you want. You know how that goes. Thanks for the raid, Stoff. We got to catch up again. We should do like a phone call. You and me get on the phone call and gab a bit. You know, talk about life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. Tell me how it is out there on the West Coast. After I finish the save system, I don't have any idea what I'm going to stream. Game, good play. Steam the game, and the wishlist play good keyboard buttons. Oh boy. I don't know what I'm going to stream. You need to get your AS back to AS, M. Sizen. Well, I am going to be releasing, or me and Jacob are going to be releasing an update soon. We're probably going to put it in. I'm going to make a prophecy, but I don't know if it's a reality. By the end of this next week, we're going to put it into beta. I like fried games more. By the end of this next week, we'll put it into the beta branch. So anyone who has early access could get access to the new save system and the new fishing game and some bug fixes that we've put in. And then depending on how testing goes, we'll try to get it released sometime after that. Once that goes out, though, I have no idea what I'm going to stream. Why, you ask? I suppose I could work on like small bug fixes, enhancements. Not really interesting to stream, but after this save system goes out, my whole job, which is really supposed to be something I'm working more on now, but these technical things got in the way. My whole job is going to be story. And I don't think I should be streaming story. I don't know. I could. I don't think story is as interesting to stream. But I don't know, coding, right? Doing Arc GIS. What is that? That's not your game, is it? Arc maps. Argus? Geographic stuff? Oh, neat. That is really sweet. You could do pools, hot tub stream, and write people's names on your forehead. No. Also, spoilers. Yeah. The problem is I don't really want... I didn't work on my game recently. I miss your posts on my Discord. I know my Discord's kind of like not very active, but it's nice to have you here just the same. Y'all missed my birthday, though. I invited everybody. No one got the message, apparently. That's completely untrue. I didn't invite anybody to my birthday except for my family. And I didn't even stream on my birthday. But I am older now. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, like, I think that there are things I could work on in minor enhancements. But I really think I can't work on anything big because if I do anything that takes effort, I can't split my brain. So I literally have to work on story. So now I'm a little confounded in what I'm going to work on. I didn't work on my game. Well, you already said that already. I have a contractor who's been doing work who is pretty good, and I decided I was going to offload basically anything else I need, like all the fishing game stuff that's remaining, like all the little fixes and tweaks. He's working on it, and the battle system, I'm going to make him work on it. So like, I'm going to load him up with as much as I can, distributed over time, because time costs money, and I'm going to work purely on story. So after I get this save system out, I literally have no idea. I guess I could just do not Alterium shift dev. I could go back to voxel art and game dev, but otherwise I don't know what else I'd be able to work on. I just don't feel like doing bug fixing is interesting. I don't know. Okay, so current save slot data, that is supposed to represent the currently selected save. But what does this do? Where does load game get called from? Perform load gets called from what? On save slot selected. I don't want that though. Okay, let me go take a look here real quick. So we have our save slots. The save slot system is coming along pretty well. I just had this long conversation with Jacob today about this is going to be one of the few times, risky times, that we're going to do an update that's not, you can't back out of. So when you upgrade to the new version of the game, it will auto upgrade your save system and it's YOLO town from there. That's why I got to make sure it's all working right. And my reasoning is, once the save system's upgraded, trying to make it so you could switch back and forth, that's a recipe for disaster. It will be like, then Jacob's like, well, what if somebody has, on one computer, they updated there, but not on another computer? It's like, yeah, it'll degrade somewhat gracefully in that you could still access saves from either version, but, we're going to put a speed bump that says, hey, this has been upgraded. Please make sure all of your instances are updated too. Not that people are going to read the words, but whatever. Anyhow, I joked with Jacob, like, you could put a blaring message in front of them and you could put like blinking text and all this stuff, and people will still be like, oh, why isn't this working like I expect? Like, it's right there. Just read it, please. Just do me a favor. Read the words. So select says what? I don't want that at all. Why the flip? On item selected pointer template? No flipping away. I don't want that at all. Go away. Submit. On save slot selected. Okay. So the problem is I just called it something stupid because I'm an idiot. Got it. Save slot submitted. What it should be called. This is when we do a submit. So that will perform a load. Perform load. We fade the screen. This is just a thing that like causes the screen to fade out. Close all windows. Okay. So then we need to decide which slot it is, which is here. I feel like I can just pass it in, which I'm going to. Like that. And that. I think that will work, right? Find out. And then did I remove some code from here? You know what I could do tonight though? I have not finished Stoff's jam game. His ultra hard grappling hook jam game, which I can never remember the name of. I have not finished it. And I feel obliged to do so because I said I would. So maybe when I run out of juice on this, I will have to beat Stoff's game. And I will point out one of the reasons why I think I should do it is because I have been playing Celeste off and on and like trying to beat all the hard stuff in Celeste. So I've gotten all the way through the moon and all the B-sides, and I have 2 more C-sides to beat. And they are brutal. Brutal, I say. And what I find interesting is give me a lot of time to think about games and story and experience of games. So I've kind of enjoyed that experience. What does this do? Yeah, so perform save load. So this is where it happens. Oh, fade screen and load. All this does is it stops everything and it starts a fade out. Okay. There's some weird logic here that's kind of dumb, but whatever. Oh, here it is. Okay. So we'll just do that too. I really need to clean up the way I wrote this. I think it's kind of stupid, but I don't want to completely rewrite it right now. So maybe I'll tell Copilot to rewrite it for me. Okay. So now we have a save slot view. And now we got to figure out how I get information from it. So what does save slot view have? Does this have the it does. It has the save file data. So what I could do is I could get what? Let's see. Slot equals save data manager save data try get value save slot view wait, there's no character data. Let's see. Oh, it actually doesn't tell. I don't even have that. Okay, so then we do save slot view dot slot character name. Do I save them uppercase or lowercase? Try add. Okay, so this is the save folder name. I did them all lowercase. Okay, I did. To lower invariant. It does not work. T key T value. Oh, right, I can do out. This is going to do out. I kind of want to do a try though, just in case. Right, so it's gonna character saves equals new list save file data. Okay. I swear there's a method to my madness. So I think what we'll do, I don't know how to handle the case if the save doesn't, if the load doesn't work. In theory, it shouldn't happen, but I don't know what I would do. Like, I guess I just wouldn't load it or start a new game. I mean, anything I do would make the users mad at me. So I guess damned if I do, damned if I don't. All right. So if we have that data, then we should be able to just get. Wait, I don't need to do any of this. I have the data. I'm an idiot. That's even better. Okay. I mean, like, YOLO. Okay, so what we do load. Here we go. Here we go. So I need to figure this part out here. Do load, change scene. Here. Because it will never equal null. Perfect. Oh man, that's amazing. Okay. So how does do load work? Do load mesh. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe put in my save system. No, my save data manager. We'll do load here. Load game. Yeah. Okay. Got it. We'll pass in save file data. And for S's and G's, we'll do the same thing. This public. Okay. And that should be good. Okay. So we'll just put the load logic in here, which is what currently gets called somewhere else. Game main, there it is. I'm trying to still like, I'm trying to extract out more and more of the Smile Game Builder code. Because I want to. Okay, so we don't need any of this. None of this matters. This is why I'm kind of excited about the particular problem I'm solving. Because I have sort of, I'm kind of like saving myself some insanity. Because none of this matters. The file's already loaded. I do need to do, oh crap. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to have to do the thing that gets all the data, right? Hey, Killboy, how's it going? I don't remember if I loaded all the data or not. So let's see. I think I have to, right? Yeah, I did. All the data is loaded. So everything's ready to go. It's so amazing. I hope you think it's amazing too. Sorry. Not sorry. So this returns a game data manager, right? Okay. Perfect. So we're going to say there game data equals. Oops. Boom. That's beautiful. Now, I think I have to also set... Oh, crap. What do I have to do there? There's like GIST, there's... Hold on. Game main. I have to set the data on game main as well, which is fine. I like controlling it from here though. I like the idea that I can control it in this context. So we're going to do game main dot instance dot data equals. No, why don't we just do it? We already have the variable. Do reset. And perfect. I don't know why this makes me so happy. I just enjoy this. And that's all there is to it. A darker shade of Whitney. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well tonight. Public static void load. So this, why did you turn it in? Wait, I wanted to use my closure. Did I not allow closures this way? What? Does my cleanup take that away? Crap. I gotta go look at my cleanup code. Oh well. Do not initialize because there's already data. Okay, well. All right. So this should be good. Good. Save data manager. Load. And then save slot view dot. Current save data. Boom. And then we change scene. I think that's right. I'm doing well. Hopefully Saturday's treating you well. So far, so good. I got to sleep in. My wife and I have this thing that on our birthday weekends, we get to sleep in. We have 3 kids. And usually we alternate the days we sleep in on the weekend. But on our birthday weekends, we either get to sleep in or we get whatever we want, basically. Last weekend, I went to an event. So my birthday weekend was really spent at an event called VGM Con. This weekend, though, I get to sleep in. I actually don't know which stream I was lurking and brought me here. I like the vibes. Also, always looking for dev streams. Maybe Stoff or only a Dead. Is it Dead Slap? What was that? I can't remember the name. Wait, I have their name here. Yeah, Dead Slap. This is a great name. Thank you for the habit. My birthday was on the 22nd, so it's a week past now. I appreciate the belated birthday wish. I don't think even Stoff Creates wished me a happy birthday on my birthday. He's not, he just doesn't care. Honestly, I don't know when his birthday is either, so I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna do load game. Okay, so theoretically this will work. Practically speaking, it probably won't. So we'll find out. I'm glad that you have popped in here, and I'm glad you like the vibes. I don't know how my vibes work overall, so sometimes I feel like I'm boring. Other times I feel like I talk too much. Haven't found the sweet spot. I get very easily distracted in conversation. Happy day of birth, many years later. Thanks, Killboy. I watch these game dev or these like developer streamers, and they're like full on conversations, typey, and I'm like, how does someone's brain do that? Is it just because I'm old? Is that what it is? I'm just an old guy? Can't do it anymore? If I was in my 20s and a streamer, would I be able to type code and stream? I have high doubts. Especially knowing that I have ADD. I suspect I would not be able to achieve that. Okay, moment of truth. Will it blend? Oh wait, I think I know. No, it's not. No, of course not. Of course, it's not going to work the first time. I think this is part of the problem. It's calling the wrong save window. Oh boy. So we want to do this one. And on save slot submitted. There we go. I do that for both of these. Why don't I just do this? We don't care about our pointer. Get your pointer out of my face. And we're going to do paste. Okay. Now we get into the moment of truth. I'm feeling pretty good about the new system. And I know I haven't talked about this. In the fishing game, did I make that? No. In a word, no. Because I'm the developer, not the person who creates the pretty. Well, that's interesting. Almost worked. I'm actually quite intrigued by this. What is going on here? It's like it did open the map, but it didn't close the title screen. So that's fine. That's fixable. So there's a mixture of asset sources. My partner on the project, Jacob, also goes by Dras Reyes, his online name. He does all the pretty stuff. He came up premature applause. Thanks. He came up with the visual style. He actually sort of enticed me into this project 3 years ago because he's like, "Oh, look at this." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's beautiful." It's like, it's like 2D with depth, and I really loved the feel of it. He got an asset pack from an artist named Cellular Shaper, and then he did lots of modifications. He made things 3D out of them. He's done some of his own work from it. There's a mixture. The pixel art's a mixture of his stuff and other assets he's pulled in. This art right here was an artist who goes by Crescent Sun, I think, but also by Rian, an Indonesian artist that we originally from the very beginning commissioned, and then Jacob mixelified it, took the digital art and turned it into pixels. So we had various sources of art. I'm responsible for everything that's broken in this. Not entirely true anymore because Jacob can do lots of things to break stuff too, but his stuff is generally fixable by him, and my stuff is only fixable by me. I can fix his stuff and my stuff, but he can't fix the things I break. And boy, do I ever break things. And I always have these great ideas on what I should do next. I always make bad decisions in good ways. Okay, so the title screen didn't close. I need to find out why. I think I can just go look the save load. Here it is. Because this is the thing that would tell me. On save slot selected. Perform save load. We don't care about if it's a save. Fade screen and load and close all windows. Wait for blah blah blah. Current save. Start coroutine. Load game. We know we loaded the data, so that was good. It feels, and the chain scene happened. So what is the problem here? It has to be. It has to be something. Maybe in the title screen controller, I'll find out. I make everything that is broken. Therapists scribble notes. Yeah. I'm responsible for everything broken in my life. Okay? Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't really care. Attach function, event trigger, cursor. I don't care about that at all. Let's see if I can do find the word load maybe. Load or start game. Okay. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. This is the okay. Select slot. No. Show view load. Okay. Can't wait to get rid of all that crap code. On save slot selected. This is still the title screen. Load or start game sequence. Okay. So this is the thing that like fades out. Okay. So then I guess I must have deleted some action that's supposed to happen. Look at the old way. This is like duct tape and baling wire solution. The first one I did here, it was like I was still learning how to do the UI stuff and refining my view on what the UI should look like. So it happens. I actually probably spend too much time optimizing compared to some other developers whose names shall remain nameless. Okay, so I wonder what is calling the load. Something is calling save slot selected, but I don't know what it is. Is it here? Mm-hmm. One usage. Okay, where's this called? Oh, Schnitz is a custom trigger. Okay. So I feel like I can just call it, right? What does this do that's so special? This is very weird. So current event system enabled equals false. I guess it's because I did something different for the title screen versus otherwise. Well, I could just do this here. So what I could do... Wow, won't even refer to people by their names. Bosses just treat people like numbers these days. I'm not in charge of the developers that are nameless. There are other game devs that I know of, Bizmaster. Some of which I was told not to mention on my stream anymore by disgruntled viewers who said, you need to just talk about yourself, Motzi. Don't talk about other developers. That's not right. Exactly how they said it. That's how I chose to interpret it. Okay, so I must have had a custom, let me see. Close action. Okay, so there's one. There's a close action that I wasn't triggering on the UI controller. And then where is the custom trigger nonsense? I guess it was just manually set. That's dumb. Okay. So the problem is that the load system has to do something different on the title screen versus when you're in game and you're doing a load. When you're in title screen has to be removed. So it's no longer there. So I have to be able to trigger something in a different context. But I think I'm overthinking this is my real problem. So, do I have an instance? I do have an instance. So what I could do is call the method automatically. I could hard code it. I mean, they're so intrinsically tied together. Yeah, the save system can be used in multiple contexts, but I mean, seriously speaking, they're intrinsically tied together. So let me just see where let's see, custom trigger. Hey, Mendoza, how are ya? How goes all those projects you've been working on? Touche. Hey, I have not named the person who shall not be named on my stream. In fact, you showed up just in time because I was talking about how I would not name certain developers on stream. Save load you. So this is set custom trigger. But how does this get used? On open window, on open load window, save slot selected. Here. Okay. So this triggers before we do anything else. Okay. So now we're going to do save slot submitted. This is where we can do it. So title screen is intrinsically tied to everything. So we're going to do if and end. I think it's open. Yeah, there we go. Then we're going to call the method that it calls to close it down. Then I think what I can do here is I don't really care about this stuff. Why do I care about this stuff? Current slot character. Why is it doing it in here? I don't understand. Oh, I see. Because I made it okay, but I don't give a crap about that stupid stuff. Okay. I just over-engineered this stupid problem. So this is what I want here. Load or start game sequence. I don't really care about the rest of this. Okay. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try this and see if this works. This doesn't need anything. Did I need to do it? Oh, I think I have to do it from a. Yeah, we're just gonna. Oops. Here, I'll do public void load from title. On game loaded, I guess. Okay. And this is why the event system is enabled or disabled. Okay. Perfect. I think this is going to be right. Okay. So on game loaded, we call this garbage here. Go here, and we're going to say on game loaded, else. And we're just going to make sure that the current event system is enabled. I don't know why I would enable it though. That's kind of weird. Because we're changing the scene. It shouldn't be opening the menu. So we'll just take it off. Screw it. We'll see what bugs we create from that. I'm sure it'll be plentiful. I returned my lizard to the pet store because he wouldn't stop telling dad jokes. That's not a lizard, the clerk said. That's a stand-up chameleon. Not bad, actually. One of these days, I'm going to tie this into ChatGPT, and I'll just make ChatGPT generate it. What did 2 tell 3 when he saw 6 acting like an idiot? Don't mind him. He's just a product of our times. Ah, that's a good one. I like that. Product of our times. Because it's like a times table. All right, let's see if the loading will work now. Someday I'm going to have to freaking redo the title screen. All right. I don't like how the finger stays there either. I got to get rid of the finger. Oh, perfect. Choices were made. What did I do here? I don't care about that. Start or load. Oh, I need it. Oh, crap. I forgot that there's this thing here, too. Okay, so I don't want any of this garbage. So do I even need to call this at all? I need to do the thing that closes the window. But I don't think I need... to... Okay, so I think I overthought this slightly. What do I need to do? I just need to close it, right? None of the rest of this doesn't matter. I don't need it at all. Okay, so let's go back here. Close windows? Close. Is close a private? No, it's private. Okay, let's see if this does it. Who is every scientist's favorite actor? Hugh Grant. I saw this, I think it was like a pitch meeting or Honest Trailers that was poking fun of Twister, the movie Twister, because the bad guy in the movie was a scientist who actually had funding. And the joke was, anyone who's doing this type of research would love to have a company providing them funding, because who's going to spend that much money on like looking into how tornadoes work or something? And so the joke was they made this guy out, the Cary Grant character, to be a bad guy, when it's like, why? Because he's got funding? I mean, they made him into a jerk in the movie, I guess, but otherwise. I think he even dies, and it's like, yeah, so glad that this guy who got funding died. It's so funny how that's set up. Okay, so it does load. I'm gonna have to work on like the visual, and clearly that's a problem. But I don't know if this is a function of the loading or the fact that I'm loading like an old autosave. The movie Twister. You not seen the movie Twister? Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. No? Is it all my autosaves? Okay, so that was just a weird issue. So now save is just going to be quick save. Or do I just call it save? What should I call it? Should I just call it save? That dude was a douche. He deserved to die. Yeah. Okay. So, regardless of the weird visual oddity, loading works. That's good. So now I need to make the... Actually, I should go back to here so I don't forget to do this. I think it's in title screen, right? Yeah. If. No. It is game engine. There you go. There you go. I don't need to do that. That's fine. Bam, 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 bam. So this is just so my switch will actually be respected. So it should mean, if I did this right, that the switch is off right now. It should open the old save view. Sorry for the yawns. I shouldn't be yawning. I had like caffeine. The pony went to the doctor. It pointed to its throat and whispered, the doctor said, "It seems that you're a little hoarse." I mean, I've heard better versions of that joke, but... Did you know that the average person sleeps with 3 quilts on their bed? That's just a blanket statement. Good. So it works, but it doesn't work. That's good. Now I'm going to have to make sure that it actually works. I'm not sure what I did to break it. Oh, weird. Okay, let's see if this is still broken. So this is loading it the way it was working before. Oh, right, but that's... Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, so like the first load, it does something weird. Oh, I see. So the autosave that I had loaded was some old autosave. Interesting. Also, it's funny, like these little numbers, they don't highlight here, but in the built game, it does. It's very strange. So, not going to worry about that yet. Instead, I'm going to worry about the UI. So when we go from the save menu, the select menu, we have load. So right now, okay. So this is, okay. So what I need to do is in the menu itself, which is going to be the main menu view controller. We have to make a couple objects that get hidden or shown based upon what object there is. Okay. So we're going to do private game object. Old save menu item. We'll do old load menu item, and then all right. I know this is sort of dumb, but it's gonna be faster for me to do it this way than the alternative. So I'm just gonna drop. I'm gonna like hand drop those in there. So then when we do a preload, we're gonna say if game engine dot is use new save system. Okay. What I like though is like Copilot does infer fairly quickly what I'm trying to do. I kind of enjoy that it does that. Like, oh, you made an old versus a new. I'm going to do what you said here. Of course, I need to also do the reverse here, which is going to be make sure that those are also showing. It's kind of like dumb template repetitive code, but it's necessary. Okay. So meow, we have the preload that will show or hide the objects that I haven't created yet, but they'll be there. And that way I can directly control when the version switched on or not. Still not planning on making it a switch people can turn off, but I do prefer to do the branch by abstraction approach if I'm going to make a fundamental change to my system, especially because I just don't have the time to go back and hunt down major issues I created. At least if things go really sour, I could just revert, right? I could like flip it back. This isn't really one of the cases where it would really matter, but I think it's a good practice. That's my view, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so we'll get our save and load here. And we're going to change this to quick save, I think. And we're going to save this to just new load, I suppose. Sure. Actually, maybe I should call this old, because this is the one that's going to go away. I should rename the one that's being deprecated instead of the one that's new. Yeah. So this is going to call the save window. Oh, that's wrong. I got to fix that entirely, actually. I know it's called a save window and not a save load window. I found out koi fish like to move in groups of 4. That way, if a predator comes, koi A, koi B, and koi C will run away, whilst the last will be a distraction. That's the decoy. Yep, it's all about the D. Koi. I've heard that one before. Don't be coy with me, Bizmaster. You're the one that created this joke, aren't you? What did the cannibal's wife give her cannibal husband when he arrived at home late? The cold shoulder. Womp womp. So this is interesting. I made this notion of a menu item selectable. Now I believe what I could do in this case is give it none. So it won't call anything, and then I'll make an event trigger. Or event trigger. And it'll be on submit here. Then I can make it do like trigger a save on the save window. Or where would I do it? I think I should still do it on the save window. So I'll try it and see if it works. I have a save method. Perform load. I'll call it perform save, I guess. Public. What the flip did I do there? Okay. We don't need to pass the save slot because we're not overwriting any saves. All we're going to do is save the data, baby. And in this case, do we want... I guess I should have a pop-up that says game saved, right? Maybe the best way to do it, to do that. Do you want a pop-up that tells you the game was saved without... Would that be annoying? You need some kind of feedback, though. Prompt. I have UI confirm dialog. UI. UI alert window. How does this work? Okay, I can try. I'll try to use my UI alert window and see if that works. So we do save system. No, save. Save file type .manual. And the game, let me see what this is here. Oh no, I want save game data. Right? Yes. Public. Can I do static here? I can, look at that. Okay, so I'll just save game data. There we go. Boom. Because I can call auto if it's an auto save. Yes. And then we'll do UI alert window dot open. Is it not static? Oh. How did I do that? Did I not? Do I not have a UI alert window? I have to have a UI alert window somewhere. There's 2 inheritors. What we got? Exhibit and intro alert message. Oh crap. Let's see if I got anything in my UI. So where are my windows? Home, intro alert, user prompt window. This is going to be the prompt text. Yes or no. I guess I never actually made a generic alert window. Can I make a generic alert window? Let's just see here. So UI alert window has first selectable is going to be okay. That should be okay. That should work. I guess I just didn't ever make a generic alert window. So then if I want to get it, if I want to get the instance of it, I suppose I could still do that, right? But there really is only one alert window. So we're going to do public static. I thought I came up with a clever way to do this. If I did this here, and then I equal, I don't think I can do this, can I? No, that won't work. Okay, so then I thought I came up with a clever way to do private and public instances, but find object of type, we can make it null. Okay. This should be okay, I think. Yes. Okay. So I think this will work. And the message is going to be, sure. We'll try that. So when we click save, it should pop open this window after it saves. Theoretically, the save will work. No idea if it will. Where do poor meatballs live in? Oh, wait. Where do poor meatballs live? In the spaghetto. Why did poor... That's... Initially, I didn't believe my chiropractor was any good, but now I stand corrected. Like that one. Asked my date to meet me at the gym, but she never showed up. Guess the two of us aren't going to work out. I like jokes that state the obvious. All right, so we're going to go into our game engine, use new save system, and then I have to go into this stupid thing here. Main menu view controller. And I've got to drop all these dumb things in. Okay, so then we're going to do the new load menu is here. The new save menu is here. Old load. Oh, crap. New save menu. Okay. All right. This should make sure the right things show up. And then we'll wait for it to save. Where are we here? Save window, and we're going to call what? Perform save, I think. Which is going to be down here. Boom. So that'll do save. The load will do the opening of the window. Theoretically, this is all going to work perfectly. In reality, good luck. So just for S's and G's, we'll go to our manual save. I still gotta fix this, darn it. All right, so if I go to, I'll try load first. Okay, so that loaded. Okay. Okay, so that worked. There's some weirdness here in how like the thing loads up there, but that's fine. And then we'll do save. Key not found. Shut your face. What's the problem here? Subfolder name is wrong is the problem. It's got to be the character name, which is going to be Is there not a get main character? How do I get the main character? I guess I could use the current save file prefix. I don't really like this because it's like this prefix is supposed to be the thing that represents like the character name, which it should be accurate, but oh man, it's gonna be the naming is what bothers me because it's like an unclear naming convention. Did I use subfolder anywhere? Let's see. I did. Okay. Let's find out what happens. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle? A tire. I had the attention of a goldfish. Seriously, it's been watching me for hours. Oh, I have the attention of a goldfish. I have the attention of a goldfish. Hunting Swan, how are you? How have you been? How's the weather over there in the UK region? Or wherever you may be living these days? How goes the game dev? How goes the hunting of swans? Is it cold over there? 53 degrees right now here. I don't know what's considered cold out there though. been an unseasonably warm winter for us. And I guess it's spring now, so. Look at their Pyrus is not happy. All right. Work. Oh, look at that. I'm so glad we're having issues. We're committed to making this game great. I think that means the save worked. In Minnesota. Ignore the fact that it did that weirdness. It must be because it's getting a file, the window. Okay, well, whatever. Oh, I never reloaded the list of slots is another problem. So the slot list has to be updated too. I'm pretty sure that the file is there, though. If I quit and reopen, it should be there. If it's not, then that'll be where I have to investigate further. I mean, this is pretty close theoretically to the end. I also don't know how this shoves values in here, which is another problem. There should be empty room in here. But there isn't. So in theory, that means the file didn't save or didn't save to the right place. This is Atlas manual saves. 0402. We're on the 27th. So no, it didn't save. Did I actually call anything that actually saves it though? Oh no wonder. A little bit cool for my taste, but very tolerable. You're getting 100 degree, yeah, Texas. That's where Jacob's from, my partner on this. He's in Lubbock area. I don't know if he said I could share that. I think he shares it. I'm gonna pretend like he does. He's a little bit less careful about his information. Why is the sound so low? It's like, oh, it's just the little. Okay, so what was I doing? Oh, I want to see how saving works. Okay. So when we say save game data and we give it a type, it preps all the data. And then it says save game file, passes the data in. Writes the data to the writer. And then it calls the method to save the file. So there's a high probability that it saved somewhere, but maybe just not to the right place. Yeah. So it did save, it just didn't save in the auto or manual section. Okay, that's fine. That's progress. Okay. So then what happened here? Save file name. Here it is. The problem is this. It should be using save file path. And then I wonder if I have to make sure it knows that the save file is dirty. Which I could, because when we perform save, this dot... Oh, crap. Small ghost, big dot. How are you? Very thoughtful of you. So maybe what I need to do is have an object that represents I think the problem is it's not finding the one I added, which I guess I could put it above everything. Should work too. Let's try this. If I just put the alert window higher up in the hierarchy, it should theoretically trigger right there. I'm doing all right. Old school style RPGs are exactly my jam, and I'm starting to learn basic game stuff in Godot. Did you use anything other than Godot first? I'm curious to try Godot out because everyone says it's like the bee's knees. Regardless of the licensing issues with Unity, people say Godot's amazing, you should try it. I've played with it a little bit, I just haven't done more. I've made a few things in GB Studio and Pico 8, but never mainstream. Okay. Well, how is the learning in Godot going? Do you feel like it is easy enough for you to get familiar with it? Even that, those who shall not name names is using Godot. Yeah, I know. But the person who shall not be named also is using Unity. The unnamed professional developer that we know. That we are no longer... The moratorium on stating that person's name on this stream because Mendoza says not to. Is it Mendoza or is it more like Mendoza? Like, no. What are they doing? I need to find the... How do I want to do this? Do I have any triggers here? Let's see. You know what I could do? I could actually add a Unity event for on save. I can do event-driven development because my buddy Tunic said that's the only way to write code these days. Should rename this. It's not bad. There are a lot of resources out there, but I have to double check and make sure the tutorials are right because there's a major transition happening. A lot has changed apparently. And as one of your dad jokes, you can have a joke drum sequence sound we can redeem. There is one. It's called a rim shot. But you can redeem with channel points. You don't like rim shots, Mendoza? I love that that's what it's called. Okay, so we perform the save, we call trigger. So it should be able then to make the, let's see. Save data provider. Save file. There it is. What if I could do something that automatically sets it to true? Is dirty equals true. Hmm. So that'll make sure I can make it dirty. That's the one. I did not know that it was what they are called. Yes. It also could be an inappropriate term. But, you know, for those people who don't have their mind in the gutter, it's a perfectly normal term for making that sound. Just, don't use that term all the way, with anybody unless you know them. What do sheep drive? Lamborghinis. Serious question coming from OOP. I've been struggling a bit wrapping my head around data-oriented design. I was wondering what your thoughts are on that. DOD, the Department of Defense? You can't trick me with your fancy words. I don't know. What is data-oriented design? Data-oriented. What? Sequential data pipes, microcode, single instruction, the flip? What is data-oriented design? I know of ECS, yeah. Except I'll take my cookies, baby. First of all, don't confuse this with data-driven design. Okay. Object-oriented approach. Ball. Vector my balls. Got it. In OP, you would describe balls like this. I love that that's their example. Then you would create a collection of balls. Okay. Yeah. Data-oriented approach. You are more likely to write the code like this. Class my balls, vector them, and draw them. There's no single unit representing one ball. So you're structuring it so that the whole class. This can be many advantages. Usually we want to do operations on many balls at the same time. Interesting. My take is I've literally never used it. So I suppose that I can't tell you what I think. ECS exists for a reason. We implemented it. Is your question like, would I ever use it? Or is it because the paradigm is a shift from the idea that everything is an individualized object? So it sounds like what you're describing is, or what it's described as, the one object can represent many different data points. So it could represent pieces of data from many different objects, right? Is that kind of what it's explaining? I mean, there's a lot of different ways to solve problems. And I don't think object-oriented programming is the one hammer to rule them all. I like object-oriented programming from the context of maintainable code. But I also know that it's not always the most efficient solution. If there's something out there that like reorients the code in a way so it can be managed to solve a high scalability problem, makes sense. I mean, it looks like you can still use object-oriented principles with it, generally speaking. I don't have a problem with it, I guess. I think I would have a problem with it when I determine what It does. Maybe I'll get upset with it because I don't know how to use it or something. Uni event is missing a function. I know it is. I literally just put you there. What is your freaking problem? Gosh, man. Don't be dumb. Okay. So theoretically, this will make sure that it happens. So I'm not really that mad at the code. So Mendoza, I don't know if that really answers your question. Since I haven't had to do that approach, it doesn't really mean anything to me. I'd be curious to learn, like I'd be curious to try it and see how it works. Certainly, the certain developer I will not name has used it, and that person thought it worked pretty well, I guess. Not sure if that helps. In a nutshell, if you have a game with a lot of entities, you can go from pegging the CPU. I love words. The GPU with 1,000 entities to being able to have 10,000 entities and still run really smoothly. Right. So like the thing that I think people miss out when they get really like holier than thou about their programming paradigms is that different solutions are used to solve different problems. Therefore, it's not always going to be one solution to rule them all. Oh, look at that. The date time got saved. Okay, so we know this worked because the date time is really effed up. So that's good. That's good. So that would mean, in theory, if my save system is working, I could go here and load that, and it'll load me in the room. Damn it. Not quite. So I wonder why that was. That's weird. I'll have to investigate that further. That's gonna be a little harder for me to dig into. As in, it's just not worth it for me to do it right now. So I at least conceptually, I have the idea of what some of the problems are going to be that I have to solve. Practically speaking, I'll be able to just bang these out fairly fast once I get a chance to see what's happening. Here's that new file that got added. So it got added. It's there. So that's good too. Because the next thing I have to do is make it so the autosave system only autosaves in like a time frame, which I might make a setting, and someday I might even let people mess with that setting, although I don't know how important that is. I think this is good enough. Do we have Stoff here? Is Stoff here now? If the real Slim Stoffy is here, then I'll play the mountain climbing game. But if the real Slim Stoffy couldn't come back, then I'll play the game at a different time. I demand Stoff's presence if I'm going to play his game. Demand, in fact. So if he's not here, well, YOLO, I guess. What else do I need to do with the save system? I guess I could make that title screen fading happen properly. So let me see here. So what I need to do then, if the title screen needs to go away, is I need to do this is the thing that it does, right? So I need to have the like this method that just makes it fade out be the thing that I actually have. Wait for the sound to finish. Don't care about that. Start the fade out. Here we go. Close. Finalize close. So we'll just make this its own method, basically. Actually, does this have any yield return? It does. Okay. Oops. So I'm going to do this. It's like a chained yield return. So I guess I would do load or start game sequence. Man, I made a mess of this, didn't I? Because I also faded out the audio of the music. You know what I think I could do? Okay, hold on a second. I think I could do something a little bit more creative here. Private, no, public, void, fade. Okay. I think I can do this without all this logic. What I'm going to do, just for S's and G's, I'm going to copy all this crap here. So what do I have? We have graphics, draw, fill, rect. This is a fade. So what we're trying to do is like... Actually, is this a... This is their graphics? Crap. What is this? Yeah, it's their crap. Okay. So that's one of the problems. I couldn't use do tween. I don't think. Can I? Public void. Why is this having a problem? Oh, because I have yield returns. Okay. I could try. I could try to see if ChatGPT could do this for me. Would be in the method. Let's see if Copilot can come up with something. I don't know if it can or not, but I'm curious. I'll see what happens when we do this. I still want to give a try for ChatGPT to refactor. I haven't really tried that yet. I have tried it a couple of things that like ChatGPT wrote for me, and then I refactored it, and it did not always end well. Let's see if we can tween it up, baby. Why is it not? What is this about? To constant? I don't care. Okay, so now let's see. We would do... From what? We'll do it from the save system. Let's see if that works. As Pyra's just sitting there tapping her toes. Feeling hungry. I want to get a snack. Maybe I won't stream longer. I don't have to, right? There's no rule that says I have to stream forever. I'm almost at the 3-hour mark, but I started early. 3 hours is a good number of hours of streaming, right? Not like Sorrow. Oh, wait, not Sorrow. Who was it? Bees? Building up the community? Trying to get more people, viewership? I remember those days. It's a lot of work. And stress. All right, let's try that. I mean, it faded out. That was better. I only stream around 3 hours. See? Bizmaster, you got it. Wait, you always stream when I can't watch you either, because it's always like 4 in the morning or something. All right, well, it's not loading the right file, but that's okay. Progress. The fade out worked. I'm happy with that. So if I only have 14 minutes left to stream, what can I do in 14 minutes? What part of the save system? I could start working on the autosave logic. Let's start there. Which I think is here. So we have this autosave method here. And I think the easiest thing for me to do is here in apparently the command creator, we have this autosave method. And what we're going to do is if game engine game engine dot system dot use new save system. The old way of doing it, we just save in slot 0. That's all we do. The new way of doing it is we're going to have to trigger an autosave based on specific rules. And in this case, the rule is going to be it had to have been 10 minutes since the last save. So what I'm going to do doesn't even matter where I put it. Do public int. No, private int. Actually, no, I need to find out where the thing's located. So we're going to do use new save system. There you go. New save system. Auto save interval. So we're going to make it so there is a number of minutes before it can auto save. And the reason is because if I autosave at every map, it's going to get completely unruly. So I'm going to make an autosave system where whenever a map loads, if it's been more than 10 minutes, it will trigger an autosave. Which does mean that I need to track the interval since the last save. Which I guess I could still do in here. So we're gonna say private date time last auto save. Right, which is interesting because this will save me when we load the game too, I think. So I don't think, I'm not even sure how that works there, but okay. So then how do we do time since last, right? If use then their current time equals time now, if their time since last save their save interval equals autosave interval if not total seconds, total minutes is greater than. Perfect. Okay. That's pretty nice. That was easy. I didn't think it would. Yeah, it's great. It just did what I wanted. I like it. Save. No, not save system. It's got to be, it's save game manager. Save. What'd I call it? I thought I called it save game manager. What? Didn't I call it save game manager? Save game. Okay. Oh, save data manager. That's what it was. Okay, so that'll trigger the autosave, and there we go to go. There you go. So with this, it'll track the different interval, and that's cool. Been a minute since I wrote any code cleanup, so this class might change a little bit. Getting cleaned up a teensy bit. Maybe would have been smart not to run it, but YOLO. Good. So we have implemented the autosave, which I'll have to test based on the interval, which I'll probably change in the future to test it. But what it'll mean is that if you're playing the game and you're like walking around town or something, unless you manually save, the next time it will save is 10 minutes after the last time. I might change it to 5 minutes. I don't know how people will feel. 10 minutes is kind of a long time to play. So people might get mad that the autosave didn't happen. I don't know. Is 5 minutes too aggressive though? Versus 10? We'll do 10 for now. It doesn't matter. And I should do some. I want to do something after every battle. Uh-oh. I'm afraid to ever touch this avatar thing because it's gonna break in the future. It's gonna like break majorly. We'll eat everybody for the fun of it. See how it, like freezes? It's trying to eat everybody, but it can't deal with it. Everyone got yeeted. All right, I think this is a good stopping point. And since we never got a appearance of the lovely and talented Mr. Stoff, we will just go to chat mode. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Mendoza. Thanks for the chitty chats. I had fun. I got stuff done. Save system is almost ready. Really seriously this time, it really is. So I'm feeling good about that. And after this week, I have no idea what I'm going to stream. So we're going to figure out what we're doing next. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. I don't see a lot of game dev streamers. I do go to Jitspo a lot. I don't know if I should go to Jitspo. Unless anyone has a game dev streamer you think I should raid. If I'm ever interested in DOD, yeah, I'll check. Thank you. Hold on, let me copy this link so I don't lose it. Copy. I need to paste it somewhere. Pasting it in my dev channel. I made my own little dev notes. There it is. Ooh, I want to show you guys something though real quick. That Jacob just sent me. Hold on. Open in browser. Come on, zoom in. There you go. I'll show this real quick. Jacob's working on monsters. This is cool. And the skeleton has shorts because he was working on that part of the body, and he had just put some like placeholder. And I started going off about how it would be funny if we had a town full of people that are actually secretly skeletons wearing human skin. And I actually wanted it to be, I mean, I don't know what it'll end up being, but I wanted it to be something like that they're actually nice or something. They're not actually mean, but they get mad at you for doing something that you shouldn't be doing or something like that. And so in the whole course of that process, we're like, oh, well, I'll just put shorts on it then, because the shorts are just cute. It's just funny. So anyway. So we're going to go pop over to, I guess we're going to do Jitspo, because I just don't see any development happening otherwise. And Jitspo's working on Godot. So for those Godot amazing humans, you can learn all your Godot needs. All right, let's hype it up for Mr. Jitspo. I will be back on Tuesday. I don't know if I'll work on the save. I'm literally at a loss at what I'm going to do. So I'll figure it out by Tuesday or next. Maybe I'll just take a break and play some games for streaming. I'll be a gamer. Ooh, game streamer. Or something. I don't know. You all have a lovely night. Have a great weekend. And thanks for hanging out. I'll see you later.